So I have been going to my son's sports games. This year, he decided that he wanted to start playing sports, and it's been very strange to watch the other parents. I thought it was going to be low key. These kids are in middle school, like it isn't even high school. I just thought the parents would go and we'd all cheer for everybody, and then that would be like a fun sport experience. And that has not been what's happening. The parents, they're basically constantly criticizing the kids. And then the better they do, the more they start getting like nitpickier and nitpickier. So the kids start playing terribly. And what I am so impressed by for myself is that like they start losing, but instead of getting dispirited, they play harder and they hustle harder. So often in the fourth quarter, like we're in basketball right now, in the fourth quarter, they are full on. And I am so proud of them because it's so easy to just lose heart and lose steam and to just be dragon, right? So I'm watching the criticisms and how the criticisms affect the kids. And it made me think of how victims of abuse enduring criticism from an abuser and how it cuts away at your self-esteem and it disempowers you and you start doing worse. The criticisms aren't helpful. It doesn't matter how accurate they are. And so I thought, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Because I wasn't yelling because I don't know the things to yell. I have not been a sport person. And so I'm doing all the sport ball things. He was in football. He was in soccer. Now we're in basketball. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be yelling positive things. So I'm yelling, go, the team, like, go team, or like, great work, or like, oh yeah, team locked in. And, like good ball passing. I don't know. I'm still working on it. But basically help like supportive things because we all know what it's like to be up in front of a bunch of people and failing. It feels like you want the earth to swallow you up and you just cringe inside yourself. And like, imagine missing the shot. And then you hear from the peanut gallery basically, about how you missed that shot. It's not like you don't know. You missed the shot. So I started yelling positive things. And I got to tell you, I was freaking shocked, okay, by how much better these kids started playing. I did it without yelling stuff. I did it with yelling stuff. I did it yelling stuff one half but not the other half. I yelled the not the one half but then the other half. And they consistently play better when you're being supportive. Now, I'm not saying there isn't room for growth, areas of improvement. It's life. There's always an improvement that could be made. I'm not one of these like super optimization people though. I'm tired. I'm not in that phase of my life. So if someone is, like, good for you. But I do not think that we have to consistently optimize ourselves all of the time for the most best outcome. Um, so that's not generally going to be my approach, especially with my son. But like, okay, we're part of being accurate is accurately seeing where we're succeeding, in addition to like where we have areas for improvement. And instead of coming in hot with the criticism, when you're giving feedback, especially if you are an effective manager, leader, or coach, teacher, you're giving somebody balanced feedback. You're saying, here's where you're succeeding. Here's our areas for improvement. But I really loved how you did XYZ improvement here than you had before. Like, so even still, we're getting better. Or if we're not doing better for some reason, then that's when you turn to the mental game and you say, oh yeah, we all have those. Like some days there's a game and it's just nothing seems to go right. And that's okay. That's okay. You get back up, you get back out there. The thing is, criticisms only help when the person is in a position to correct. In the middle of the game is not the time. At that point, they're like an arrow that you've released. all of the time for feedback was while they're practicing, while they're just doing the exercises over and over again. Oh, okay, here's where we need to add or subtract or adjust or something like that. Not while someone's in the middle of trying to play the game. Here's what happens for the sport, the athletes, and also children, victims of abuse, whomever. When you constantly criticize somebody, you make them intensely self-aware, and you make them intensely self-aware in a negative way. They're now, the lens they use to look at themselves is a negative one, not a positive one. And once that's like engaged, everything goes through that filter. Nothing is good enough. And that's the interesting thing about like abusers or toxic people. If they are criticizing you, they're judging you. Somebody who's making assessments and they're on your team, they're going to deliver that information in a much different way than somebody who is judging you and finds that you're failing. If they don't like you, or if they don't have respect for you, or even if they have contempt for you, nothing you do is good enough. You could fix whatever it is. They're going to find something else, or they're going to think it's still not good enough, or they're going to take it in the wrong way, right? This person doesn't have a positive orientation toward you. It's a negative orientation. And so we have to recognize when we see these people like, oh, okay, this person they're not on my team. They don't like me. They don't respect me. Constant criticism. They put themselves in a position above me as if they are superior to me. And the thing is, for many of these people, that's how they feel superior, by cutting other people down. I personally, those people drive me freaking nuts. And my friends know I have no chill. I have no chill for that person that comes in thinking that they're the best, the top, the smartest, the whatever, and then also are cutting other people down to like reinforce that like false reality to themselves. Like, no offense, but fuck you, right? So if you're a victim of abuse, I mentioned this in the male victim of abuse video, but sometimes, if you're really strong and somebody like slaps or hits you and you think, oh, well, that didn't hurt, and therefore you think it's not harmful, it adds up. It is harmful. It is abuse. Same thing for the comments. Same thing for the criticisms. Same thing for the ways that you can never do it right or be good enough. Maybe that one comment in the moment doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's comment after comment after comment after comment after comment. And it doesn't seem like whatever you do, nothing's good enough. Or maybe they say something positive, but they always default back to the negative. That person is not able to look at you in a way with a positive orientation. They may not like you. They may not respect you. They may have contempt for you. They may not even recognize it themselves. I've noticed the more toxic a person is, the more absolutely disconnected from their internal sense of self they are. They can't seem to intercept their own thinking and feelings. It's like that's I think a lot of the reasons why we get projection is because they cannot consciously understand and process. And so they subconsciously put it out on other people. Does that mean we never give feedback? No. But we also understand we don't give feedback in a way that is destructive and doesn't respect the other person we're talking to. Anyone who's talking to you should respect you, should like you, should be on your team, should want the best for you. And they understand that that is not a outcome, but that's a process, right? The best for you isn't just being good. It's the process of getting good. And we support as we move forward to get to that end goal. The ends don't justify the means. Anyway, I hope this makes sense, and I'll talk to you next time.